Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing great. So you can tell by the just by the title that this might be a little contentious. There's never a dull moment with anything having to do with Tesla or Elon. So I think by now everybody's seen that clip where he's telling people that stopped advertising on his X platform that basically go F yourself. Um, well, he's a billionaire, so he can afford to do that, but unfortunately, I can't, at least not yet. But I do think that maybe Tesla might be able to help me out there. Eventually, get to a point where I can just completely, if I wanted to just like quit everything and just live off my dividends and interest, I would love to do that. We live in a world where people are just pissed off at each other, and like we're not willing to talk to each other. And in order to have a conversation, you kind of have to have, some freedom of speech. Even though you don't agree with what the other person is saying, I think you should be able to at least understand where they're coming from. So I can kind of sympathize with Elon here. But at the end of the day, it's all about, the price performance of whatever, company you're running. Tesla is no exception. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I am a Tesla shareholder, and also just a regular Tesla shareholder as well. Um, and I'm willing to overlook certain personal indiscretions as long as you know, your stock performs well. But anyway, that's just my own personal philosophy. But at the end of the day, it's all about like how much money do you need and how much money do you have to like set aside so that you can reach whatever goal that you're trying to attain. And don't forget that I probably have a different pain tolerance than you. I'm probably more willing to take some pain up front in order to have like a better reward in the future. So keep that in mind. One of the common complaints about Tesla is that it's like the NAV erosion is horrible, like and blah blah blah. And I think people forget that you have to kind of look at things like the total, like the whole picture. You have to look at the total return. So just looking at the chart isn't going to help you because the chart looks horrible. But you also have to take into account that the dividend distributions and kind of get a sense of the whole picture. And then also, this is very interesting. This is from the Invest Answers YouTube channel, and also he has a pretty popular Twitter account as well. So this is pretty interesting. I didn't know about this. He's an active senator that I guess he indirectly regulates Tesla and other public traded companies. And he bought a ton of like Tesla put options, and that's you know I think that's, I mean, even though it's gonna expire soon, so I don't know if it'll go below 190. So I'm kind of hoping that Tommy Tuberville he doesn't make money off of this bet, um, because that's kind of like I have my own opinion about like if public officials like trading against certain companies or profiting off of like certain companies. I think it's kind of there's just something slimy about that. So thank you for Invest Answers for bringing us to like the Tesla community. Uh, it's just, I mean, Tesla already has enough problems, and then you have like government officials betting against it too. So I guess if you're kind of wondering why like Tesla keeps like the price performance, I feel like it's kind of sandbag artificially. But anyway, just well back to Tesla. So Tesla derives part of its price performance based off of Tesla stock. So I don't think it's fair to kind of judge the YieldMax like the portfolio managers because a lot of it's due to the underlying shares of Tesla itself. And then part of it is just like their option strike selection. So unfortunately, it's not looking good. If you assume like the worst case scenario where you bought at the absolute top of $21.17, and then you held it all the way down to like the bottom of $10.74, that's almost like a 50% haircut you're taking. But if you're just looking at the chart, you're just gonna be scared away. But it's actually not as bad as you think it is, because you've held like kind of near the top and all the way to the bottom. Chances are you've collected a pretty hefty dividend. And then if you add everything together, the total return actually isn't as bad as you think. It's it's roughly 9%. Now, I'm not saying it's great, and this is not an excuse to underperform, but it's not as bad as people say or think. Other stocks, like even like dividend paying stocks, even if you add in the dividends, like you're still at a loss. So, hopefully this helps, makes people that are, they're still holding on to Tesla shares. Like it feels bad, but it might not be as bad as you think. But of course, it depends on your own cost basis. And then it just did another simple analysis where, assuming that they can maintain like the average level of distribution going forward, some people actually might actually be in profit on a total return basis. So I just assumed that one round of averaging down. So for example, if let's say you originally you bought the top at 21.17, and then you just bought like another round at 10.74, assuming like an equal number of shares, that your cost basis, if you lower it down to 15.96, again, not great on a price performance level, like it's 25%, but this is still recoverable because like in order to get back from a 25% decline, you only need a 33% just to get back to even. And then like if you're assuming like an average level of dividends going forward, like 40%, you actually still come out ahead. So your total return will be roughly 15%, a little over 15%. And hopefully that makes people feel a little bit better. And then also notice, most people like, especially my subscribers, you probably already have a better cost basis than this. So your total return um, is probably even higher. So, you know, of course, like, you have to sometimes like you can't let the FUD get to you. Just because you feel bad doesn't mean like the price performance is actually that bad. Of course, it always helps to have other uh, dividend payers to kind of like help you out while your portfolio might be struggling in some areas, and there's other places where it might outperform, so it can kind of balance out your portfolio. So for example, I have a few shares of Coney, and that's been helping me kind of just like offset some of the Tesla pain. And I hope you guys have like other stocks that kind of help out while Tesla is kind of in the dumps. But don't forget, like things can suddenly outperform, especially Tesla. All it takes is maybe like one quarter of like really good news. Let's say like the Cybertruck is completely sold out or whatever, and you know, and then all the money managers that missed out, they're gonna have to pile back in. So always keep that in mind. Things, just because they seem bleak now, doesn't mean it'll be bleak in the future. And then I would say just like, no matter what you're invested in, like try to keep your cost basis as low as possible. It's easier said than done, of course, but just keep at it. Uh, I know I am, and I think yeah, I just don't see Tesla going out of business like anytime soon. Let's put it that way. So I think like going forward, Tesla should still be a good source of yield, especially if the YieldMax managers, as long as they're doing their job, trying to keep their cost basis of like their long calls and their short puts in a reasonable place, and then they're selling calls against it. Um, I think that that should still be a like a good product for them going forward too. And then just try to keep other income-based investments around just to kind of help you navigate like kind of like the rough periods right now. And I just want to say that to say thank you for all my new subscribers. Of course, like old subscribers, thank you to you as well. Thank you for liking and help. Thank you for helping spread the word so that like sometimes like, the FUD is getting ridiculous. So it's good to have like other videos just to kind of like counterbalance um, like some of the negativity out there. But like I still need to highlight some of the risks. I don't want to say that it's going to be a shoo-in that like it'll definitely rebound, because you still have to keep in mind like these funds are still relatively expensive. We don't have any control over the option strike selection, but we can still like keep an eye on like what they're doing. So they publish their trades on a pretty pretty regular basis. And then right now, the implied volatility in general is going down, so that kind of uh, chops up like the our distributions a bit. And of course, like there's no guarantee that Tesla will that it can't like go get cheaper. So our yields are going to be um, inconsistent from month to month. So, but once again, I just want to thank everyone. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.